Дорогие друзья, добрый день!
Dear ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We would like to welcome everybody at the Urban Forum. My name is Samir Shukhov. I'm the CEO and partner of GVA Launch Gurus. Our session today: what are the trends to follow by a tech entrepreneur? So a quick presentation on what are the trends entrepreneurs should look at. What should you think of when you're starting up and when you found a company? So when we're entrepreneurs, we understand that if we're looking into the past, we might not be that successful. So we should probably look into the future. A couple of words about myself, why I'm here today. I've been managing companies and doing marketing for 12 years. I've been starting up companies as well. So through coaching, trainings, and workshops, I've worked with 200 startups. We've been launching 15 global acceleration programs, launching one with Faberlic and Tech Garden in Kazakhstan. During these years, through companies I've been working with, more than 2,500 startups went through. So I do understand what's a tech company. I do understand what that is. We worked with large corporations: Intel, Microsoft, SAP, IBM, Beeline, Megaphone. So all these corporations, they have their innovations, and of course they have a need to improve. I worked with government as well, organizing large forums from Asia and the Pacific Forum to the UNESCO Forum. I had several companies. I sold these companies to my partners, exited these companies successfully. We're building a GVA company right now. It's a global company as well. I have a wife, 2 children, and I like sports and active lifestyle. Will participate in an open door event. I don't like really podiums, so I do like to have a more lively discussion, more interactive discussion. Well, if we speak about the trends we have to follow, there are things that we have to understand, that there are things that happen no matter if we want them to happen or not. So they really shape the way we do our business. So let me introduce some trends, 6 trends that are happening right now, and where Russia is there, and what can we do to follow or maybe to change them. So trend number 1, digitalization. So everything is becoming digital. We have more and more data. We accumulate data. Every year, statistically, we double the amount of data there is. So you have to store this data somewhere. Everything is going mobile as well. We all have smartphones. We do everything through smartphones. We look at WhatsApp or any other messages. We check our social networks. Starting last year, the number of internet users, mobile internet users, was bigger than desktop and laptop users. So what does that mean? That everything goes mobile. Artificial intelligence and everything that is linked to new technologies that will digitalize as well. Hybrid reality. Everybody knows what's virtual reality. Who knows that? Raise your hands. Who have seen virtual reality glasses? Well, it looks like a cartoon now. Everybody remembers this movie with the digital reality guy, and in the 2000s, virtual reality seemed too far away, and people didn't believe in it. It was a trend that went up and then fell down, and now it starts going up again. So by 2020, we'll have this hybrid reality. So kind of a social network. People will enter using special devices, and the communication will happen through these virtual platforms. It will be kind of a hybrid model. Then, of course, considering today's topic, the topic of the forum, we have smart homes. By 2030, we'll have smart everything, Internet of Things. So kettles, coffee machines, fridges will do everything by themselves. Will prepare coffee, buy products. So this is the new pattern. Everything is digitalizing. What are the challenges? Well, I would like to ask who have 10-year-old children, 10 to 12. There are few people here, but well, my daughter is 7. So it's a kid who is quite an advanced user of phones and tablets. I was doing a survey with my colleagues from the Agency of Strategic Initiatives, and we've been researching on children. So what is the biggest problem of 10, 12-year-old children? What's their biggest problem? Cartoons, school? Well, the biggest problem they care about is the balance between digital and physical world. I would have never believed that if I hadn't seen that or conducted this survey myself. So the biggest challenge for them is their fear of living only in the digital reality. So we do see already a generation of children who don't really see the border between digital and physical. We'll have to work with that, deal with that as serial entrepreneurs. Trend number 2, beginning of the 21st century, is of course the automatization.
So all this is very nice, and this is technical development of factories and other technical means, but now it goes away. And if you look at this picture, you can see what is going to be in the next recent years. There will be a shift because a lot of people will lose their jobs, and robots will start working instead of them. This could be seen as part of the fantastic movies, fiction movies. But this is going to be reality because human will be excluded from different processes. So what will happen as a result of it? There will be more people and a lot of people not in demand. The amount of such people will increase. Well-trained staff will be in demand, but just ordinary people will fail to find their jobs. The institutions existing today will not be like this. Green things. You've heard a lot of definitions of green cities, eco cups. I have in my office. I can throw those cups away, and there will be a plant growing from it. This is the major trend we've got to specify now. So everything that is going on is on demand. Foods, jobs, everything, renewables and all renewable energy sources, smart towns. where the city or town becomes the territory for recreation, for resorts. So the city and town becomes a superficial ecosystem, and the mere cities try to be ecologically clean and eco-friendly. Unfortunately, our mental activities do not change as soon as rapidly as the environment. When I came here, I saw a lot of personal cars in front of the conference room and the conference hall. Just try to imagine how many resources will we need to make the whole city energy friendly. And this can become a huge problem still to the mental perception when we go somewhere hiking, for instance, to some natural points, to some beautiful places. You can see everything is very beautiful, but sometimes people throw waste. What does it mean? It means that we've got to take care of our kids, convincing them to be environmentally friendly. And they are now developing as personalities, so when they become grown-ups, we'll have problems with our old-fashioned perception. The next slide, I cannot switch it on. I cannot change it. Oh, great. One slide back. And this is key trend number 4. And this is the new society. Why so? The virtual, the digital, and the real world comes together. And our personal life also is somewhere in the middle. I mean, sometimes whenever I work or I'll just have go on holiday or have a rest, sometimes it's difficult to distinguish where I am in the real environment and where I am in the internet. Now we have also robots, not only computers, and robots become part of environment, of surgery, even of medicine, but still they cannot and will not be able to do it themselves. And here, trained staff and people will be required. Let us speed up because I need to speak about challenges. So the safety and security of the society will be reduced because the digital system is very, very accurate, and if anything is changed and damaged, then the whole world ruins. So are there people as young as 25 and younger? I have good news for you. You will live as long as 100 years. Me not, but you will, because medicine improved and the ecology improved, and all this is targeted at anti-aging. I mean, we'll have very good period of being old. We'll be active, we'll be very happy. And if here there are startups who think of something new, so please create a service for the third generation, 60 years and older, and help them with the education activities, the holidays, whatever. Look here. Look, please, at this curve, and can you imagine how much the people over 60 increases and the amount of kids goes down. So we'll have more and more elderly people, but they will be healthy people, and they will want to take everything from life. And we're moving forward to trend 6. This is the map for the tops, the leaders. All of them started to be in Asia. Now the leadership moved to Europe, but now it goes back. So we perceive that by the year 2020, the Chinese economy will be top one, but don't forget about India. And maybe by the year 2030, India will compete China and also be a top leader. Again, if you try to look for an idea for your startups, don't forget these markets, and because they will be leaders. Concluding, let me show you where Russia is today and where will we be in 5 years. This is what Russia will do in 5 years. Energy, our energy-saving techniques, the national security system, and will be crossing the international threats. And this is the database. You know that this great amendment and set laws by Yarovaya was approved today, so we'll have loads of data. But the rest of the world, it goes forward to being more and more green, environmentally friendly, internet. And let me show when and where we are going to be in the year 2020 to 2030. We already set up the green agenda. We finally understand that physics is important. Personal safety and security is what we'll like, and we'll like further too. Hybrid realities between us and the world, and we get to 3D printing. The rest of the world is far ahead, and this is what worries me. But I hope that thanks to those people, you who are here, will be more close to the global trends than we are today. Sorry, I don't have much time. Could you please take a picture of these 3 conclusions, or what the people want from you, what the community wants from you, you being the entrepreneurs, the people who are pushing the world, who are moving the economy forward. So point number 1, so everything should be digitalized. Number 2, no intermediaries, so all services for excluding unnecessary intermediaries will be in demand. And sustainable development, safety and security is what is going to be moving forward, because we are now living in the world of figures and data. And here, safety and security will always be in demand. Thank you very much for your attention. This is only the smallest part of my presentation. Mostly I speak for an hour and a half. So I hope that I haven't overloaded you with the information. We have a lot of speakers today. Each will speak for 7 to 10 minutes, and after that you can ask me questions, because I'm the moderator today. Let me welcome Director on Strategy, Jean-Christophe Bonny. Oxymore. The floor is yours, Jean-Christophe.
I'm very pleased to be here today. My name is Jean-Christophe Bonny. I'm head of strategy of Oxymore and founder. Basically, my job is to draw the future. I'm futurist. That's the name of my job in States. My team and myself are looking at technologies from all around the world, and from this technology we are trying to understand what will be the consequences on society, on human being, on consumer behaviors by 20 years, 25 years, depending the market, of course. And from this content, I'm giving a lot of lectures worldwide. Of course, I'm mentoring and advising a lot of smart startups and companies. And also, I'm a lot inside this, let's say, ecosystem of startups from all around the world. That's a very interesting question. What is happening? For those who are taking pictures, don't hesitate. Instagram, Twitter, it could be useful sometime for some people who are updated. This is the big revolution. Everybody have got a mobile. That's the big trends. We will not speak about these big trends during hours because my colleagues will, I suppose, and presume speak a lot about it. But you need to understand that the mobile is changing everything in the day-by-day life of any kind of people. If you are going in Asia, if you are going in Africa, people don't have the beginning of a computer. Everybody have got one or two mobile. In Africa, they have mobile. Why? Because mobiles, for them, that's banks. So it means that they are connected to internet with the mobile from everywhere. Being on mobile markets is something very important because it's growing up very, very fast, and that's the first big trend. I will not speak about trends like my colleague. I prefer to give you some insight and to try to give you some ideas, some inspiration about what will happen by 20 years. IoT is very important. This is IoT, as you can imagine. There is two kinds of IoT. Basically, you have the IoT for consumers, everybody, public, and there is IoT for professionals. The IoT for consumers, that's the blue ones, the three lines on bottom. The IoT for professionals, that's the three ones on the top. IoT mixed with artificial intelligence, mixed with 3D printing, will be mind-blowing for the future of factories, for example. We are speaking about Industry 4.0, how you are building the next industries. That's typically something very important, and it will change everything also in the conception of how you are thinking the cities, how you are drawing the cities, by definition. Of course, IoT is also very interested for us as consumers, but it will not change everything in the city. We will be connected from everywhere, from fridge. You want a beer, for example. We are inside Euro. I'm French. I think you hear that. In France, we have kind of Euro for the moment, some football match. You don't have anymore your little beer, you know, because a football match without beer, that's not a football match anymore. The fridge will know it, and the fridge will order the beer you like, and the beer will arrive at home before you will get back from your job. It will be on the fridge, fresh, ready for the football match. And what is gone for fridge, for any kind of beers, is gone also for any kind of domotics, everything in your home. But it's not changing anything for cities of the future. Let's follow. Google Map was changing a few days ago. We are on Thursday today, no? So 2 days ago, they were changing, updating the quality of the pictures. Upstairs, it was before. Downstairs, it's after. They were uploading trillions of pictures from all over the world. What is it changing? Everything for us as entrepreneurs. What does it mean? It means that we will be able now, by pictures from satellites, public pictures or not, pictures taken from the sky or from the space, to know everything by 30 centimeters in a city. You will be able to anticipate everything about what will happen, where you are going, what people are doing, what they are buying or where they are going, depending on these satellites. And it will change the way you will think the global, let's say, picture of a city. It's my favorite. I am Iron Man fan. Not for Iron Man by itself. Okay, it's nice to be billionaires. But for Jarvis. Jarvis, that's artificial intelligence. Jarvis, you can call it Siri. Siri is a baby of Jarvis. You can call it Cortana. You can call it Alexa from Amazon. We don't care. What we care about is the fact that by 10 years, all of us here will have a private artificial intelligence, helping us for everything, and helping us also to make choice for buying, for moving, for all kind of activities you will have in a country, in a city. And that means that for you, if you are searching some information, if you are searching some inspiration, you will have plenty of opportunities to give as services to people that needs this kind of information. You want to go, for example, I don't know, you want to go in the center of Moscow from the airport. It's easy. In your city, you have trains going directly there. In my city, in Paris, that's a mess, a huge mess. You will just have to get out of your airport, and automatically you will have directly what you need and what you want. That's kind of services, and you will have a lot of. The goal, that's Her. Did you see this movie? That's exactly the goal. Personal assistant for everything. Augmented reality, virtual reality is also something amazing. It will change the way you will build the city because it's making the link directly and it's changing the user experience. It's very interesting, but my colleague spoke about it, so let's follow. If there is something that will change totally the way cities are built, that's this kind of technology. This kind of robots, automotive car. It's time for me for finishing. Automotive car, why? You have a lot of traffic jam here. If you have people using this car, you will have less cars. And by definition, you will need more space for something else, people or some other activities. What did I put? Tesla is the same. Tesla was during one weekend selling 400,000 cars just in one weekend. Do you think really that people were buying a car? No, of course not. The car will be ready in something like 1 year. These people were buying a dream, a concept of society. And this concept of society is a connected car, and this connected car means you will need inside this car thousands of services for people, for being able to be in link with everybody in the city. So if I need to give you some advice and to finish this speech without people kicking my ass, let's say, be inspired by two things. The first thing, that's data. You will know everything about everything. We were speaking about Paris. Ask me how to take a bus in Paris from one point to another one. I have no idea how to do that. Here you have Randex Transport. What does it mean? You have public data, and this public data were transformed in something useful for everybody. All the data will be public tomorrow. Use this data to give services to people, and that will change absolutely everything. Everything else, I don't care. I'm happy, I don't care. I don't have time, please. More? Just to finish, if the slide can. The people that will ask me, that this one, thank you. It was a great pleasure to be here. Спасибо большое.
Thank you, Jean. Друзья, thank you.
Thank you, Jean.
У нас нет.
Unfortunately, we have no time for questions because we have started a little bit later. So Jean-Christophe is still here, and he mentioned a lot of important things, especially about the robotization. Indeed, we will automatize everything, and we'll have driverless cars. Now, our next speaker, Marko Mikic-Evtic, head of the MADE or Zelena project. Good afternoon. I would like to speak about where to find these trends. Well, there are 4 questions you have to answer if you want to create a disruptive technology, and where to find the innovations, how to start your own company. And the Zelena project started from this joke. When somebody was delivering a lecture on entrepreneurship, he said, the speaker was asked on what is the innovation you can use, and well, he replied that you have to find a market when there are no competitors with larger than 1% of the market share and a lot of unsatisfied customers. And somebody from the audience asked to name such an opportunity, and the speaker said, well, if I knew, I would have already started my company. But then he thought maybe a repair market, and at some point he thought it was not something to be mentioned out loud, but this is how the project was born. Some flats look like this in Moscow, and we all know how difficult it is to refurbish an apartment. More than 100,000 apartments commissioned without the interior decoration, and a lot of flats are rented without any interior furniture or decoration. And well, people say that you can't end a refurbishment, you just can start it. So if you thought that you just pay it, get what you want, it's really not the case in many with many companies. So this is why we launched Zdelana company. So you go to our website, you press calculate. Now any non-professional knows the address, flat size, number of rooms. Then this is everything you need to know about refurbishment. Then you go to a pleasant path. You see already the final price. This is the price that is definitely the final price. It won't increase. You can choose Stockholm, modern style, Paris, more classic style. They will look exactly as they are on the picture. Then you can also configure your flat. Configurator, I think, is one of its kind. Maybe I'm not very modest, but I think it's one of its kind. Then, well, in the configurator, you see how your flat looks, and you see in the bottom the price for your refurbishment. You see how it looks directly, choosing color of the walls, material of the floors. It, of course, affects the price. Sockets, switches, plumbing equipment, they all combine with each other. They are easy to use, so it's difficult to make a mistake. This is very important. So this is probably the end of your involvement in this project. Then you choose air conditioning and things like that. You choose the date when you start and the date when you finish. Then you introduce your phone number. Then you go on vacations. This is Masha and Anton. They are in Venice. We come to their apartment. You don't have to participate. We do it as in a factory because we've tested all the technologies. We have our own quality criteria, etc. They're higher than average on the market. Well, refurbishment is very complicated, and you need a lot of professionals, architects, engineers, construction personnel, craftsmen, etc. But very few people who can do it easily. But thanks to our technology, we optimized as we scale up the project. We have scale costs reduction, and well, this is why our price is smaller than if you go yourself, you buy the all the products. In 6 or 75 working days, you get this, depending on your house. This is how it used to look, and then the customer, any person, can just move in. This is Masha and Anton moved in. This was our first apartment, and then they just buy furniture, paintings. They just transform their apartment. And actually, it's the end of my presentation. Just a couple of illustrations showing. Well, my point is that just think about simple things that are an issue for the customer. Nobody tried to improve it or scale it up. You have an opportunity there. Just welcome to our website. It works as a small miracle. Thank you. An applause. Now please take your seat. We have no time for questions. We work with one of the large brands that do the refurbishment, and they have this chart that in the beginning the person is very happy, enthusiastic, then after a certain time he is more doubting about how it will look like, and then after 3 months he's totally depressive because it's all dust and chaos. And when it's the final stage, again, the person is happy and completely euphoric, completely happy in the end when friends are invited. So Marco was right saying that you do need innovations. You need support during the whole cycle. Maybe the person was sad in the beginning because it was not as he wanted. But then colleagues helped and the family life improved. Now our next speaker, I'd like to invite another entrepreneur starting up an interesting project, co-founder of Hello Divan, Yekaterina Lubavskaya. You have the floor. Good afternoon. I'd like to present HelloDivan.ru, which is a service for choosing interior objects. So there is this issue mentioned by Marco, the refurbishment and interior design process. So we made the next step, helping people to choose interior objects like furniture, because people who are not involved in the design, it's a hard work to choose what they want. So instead of spending time with family or traveling, people just have this headache of choosing furniture. So we thought we might help them and it would be a useful service. So it is also a solution for those who don't want to spend money on interior designer as a person. So our service, so clicker is not working, so just say next slide and they will click. This one, thank you. So how does it work with the client? Only 3 steps. First, the customer fills up a questionnaire, maybe 3 to 5 minutes to do that. You have to choose the amount of units, items you would like to choose. Then you choose the look on the then on the second stage you get an email with a design of all these items, and the next step is just to purchase this list, and of course the customer also gets some discounts from our partners. So what happens inside? We get the questionnaire, we process this information, our designer looks for the right items and sends it to the customer. Then the customer buys the items. We contact our partners. We have 20 of them, and we just process the delivery, and we get commission from the merchants. So we have 4 types of services. One service is free, a catalog of ready-made solutions for different rooms in 4 styles for 3 budgets. So we have a standard partner program from our partners. The average check is 188,000 rubles. So on this slide, you see where we are compared to our competitors. Not all of them are competitors. I would say competitors and partners. So this is where we are. Minimum financial investments, personalized approach, hassle-free. Then in 2013, this was the amount of the e-commerce, $1.2 billion, and the average growth rate was 16.32%. So with this growth rate by 2020, it would be 2.1 billion. So when we were creating our project, we were guided by these trends. In 2013, we had a record amount of residential spaces commissioned. Then there was a drop. Now people are again buying flats. People are now more sophisticated. They are buying a more designer-made interior items, so they are guided by expert advices, etc. And the third trend, a trend that exists all over the world, people want to have all-in-one, starting from cosmetics or food that people buy for 1 week ahead, or this service similar to Zelena, to the previous project, where you see clearly the budget and the time frame. That's it from my side. Thank you, and applause to Katya. Thank you for the presentation. Now, the presentation was a great pitch, a great investor pitch, everything direct, clear about the technology, the market, great project. I hope it will develop and help people to solve their complications with the flat design. So, well, actually, excluding middlemen topic, these projects are actually about excluding the middlemen. So another project that also helps solving a lot of city dwellers' problems will ask Clean Room, Vladimir Baryshev, CEO.
Hello, my name is Vladimir Baryshev. I'm chief on the special project Clean Room. So before answering the questions, I would like to understand what kind of people we have here. Could you please raise the hands, those who have already used our service? Oh, 3 people. Number 4 is our PRS manager. That's fine. Are there entrepreneurs here? Oh, now I'd like to raise hands those whose company is more than 100 million rubles. Great. Now answering these questions, I would like to customize my answers, addressing them both to big entrepreneurs and to smaller startups. And I would like to demonstrate the opportunities we have now. So in what spheres can we come across startups? And what did we do? We came and tried to look at our customers and what they want and what they don't like. And the most important thing, we understand that our customers, these are the house-holding people who have a lot of profit, and but what is the most precious for them is time, because they don't have time for themselves, for reading a book. And this is what our customers says. He writes that he would like to spend his time on anything but cleaning, because cleaning is something where you are don't develop yourself as a personality. He or she would prefer reading a book or going to Gorky Park, do some sports or cycling or whatever, skating. And here we emerge. So spend your time to everything but the cleaning itself. And if you like it, if you don't like it, then we'll give money back to you. If you like it, then use it. And you can see this movie in RBK, on live news everywhere. This is a net. And we also have a mobile app. It's an Uber model, and you can assess cleaning. If you have bad assessment, then we'll come back for you and clean you free of charge. So we attracted 250 million of venture investment. So we plan to go to 9 cities millionaires, and then and thus to 25% of our country. There will be a boom. Medicine, sports, and some very specific things as sleep. And these are the most prospective areas for development. Everywhere we have pain, our customers have pain. How can you develop in these areas? So go to your customers, interview them, and ask what problems do they have, what pains do they have, and try to help them. Until I started to speak with my customers, and until I had more than 100 interviews, I didn't start working and cleaning with the keys. And it turned out that this very simple option is very important. When our cleaners not only come to see our customers, but they are not at home, then they have their keys, and then they have some place where the staff can leave the keys until the owner of the flat or the house comes here. So this is what I would recommend you. Just ask your customers what they want. Sometimes they're very good ideas, but VP format is good. For instance, to start and make a pioneer plan. I have only 1 minute left, but the problem is in startup and development and commissioning. And there are two challenges, internal and external. Internal one is the team, because there are different people. Some people are very good in online, others are great in offline. So if you can do good analytics, make a CRM to you, and take your customer and make an advertisement to him through Facebook, and then offline too. If you can create this kind of an advertising service surrounding your customer everywhere, you will be a success. Our service is offline, you know. Sometimes we have to get up with the standards of cleaning, filters, and this is very difficult. We have even special engineers for keeping and looking for the quality of filters, for instance. So you've got to know what marginality is. So what C++ is, what is assembler. I think you will face difficulties going online. So what is the construction of the city economy? Our state has a lot of obligations. So many of them. The dollar exchange rate goes up, ruble goes down, and we still believe that the state will provide for everything. Householding became private several years ago, and it is the state which only does administration, checking, and that is all. Still, there are no companies using top models, and there are 10 companies controlling, I know not 10, but 50 companies which control 90% of this business. They are great, these are great scales, but if you look at their websites, my God, and imagine you pay for a service if you're flat, and the service is the level, the top level, like Redison. Our company, Urban, goes this way. They are top person responsible for customer care used to work at Redison. So they understand that the situation is that people pay money to housing companies, and the money goes nowhere, and they don't have quality, they don't have standards. So this is my colleague. You can take a picture, and all of you have 25% reduction for the first order. Thank you very much. Sales was the last in your presentation, but not the least. And let me conclude. Today there are a lot of people, and they all were trying to share one idea, the same idea with you. So the customer, the client, should be the center of your business, because we all work for people. What is customer development? This is something which will help you to identify the trend, where to move, where to go. We've showed the trends here and the research too, and real startups. Why did these real startups become successful? Because they are targeted. That is why looking at the trends, looking at the examples we've had today, just think of an idea how you can help people to live better, to have a more healthy lifestyle, to do something unique, to develop personally. All these trends will be success. Certainly, we need scenarios and sets for that. But today, we've discussed trends. I hope this has been successful and interesting for you. And I hope this has become a driver for you to change something in yourself and in what you're doing. Thank you very much for your attention, and this is all for today.